BJJ athletes, if you train morning, noon, nights, or even multiple times a day, here's your exact carb timing map to keep your performance optimal. We're Vanessa and Daniel, and we do performance nutrition for BJJ athletes. We've already helped many athletes get to optimal performance and make weight easily for their comps. And today, our topic is carbs. We'll talk about why carbs mean power, what undercarb symptoms look like, and how to time your carbs if you train in the morning, if you train at noon, if you train at night, or if you train multiple times a day. Why are carbs even important?
Basically, our body runs on carbs. So they are the main fuel source for do many activities, especially intense activities like jiu-jitsu, MMA, wrestling, and everything. Carbs is into our body as a glycogen. So they're important. The glycogen is important for muscle contraction. So every row, every scramble, every intense activity or intensive movement drain it. So you need constantly refill your glycogen stores.
Got it.
Yeah,
Got
with
it.
the right food, and right carbs at the right time.
Got it. So carbs are really important to sort of have that energy, right? It's your fuel source.
Exactly.
What happens when you're not eating enough carbs?
If you're not eating enough carbs, basically your muscles literally runs out of energy. So think of carbs as the gasoline in your car. You can have the best engine, the strongest body, but if the tank's empty, you don't go anywhere. So yeah, this is basically if you don't need enough carbs, you don't have energy to make activities, or if you have energy, it's not enough to have a performance into this activity.
Got it. All right, so you heard it. Carbs are really important, right? They're your fuel. They're what gives you the energy.
Exactly.
And even if you do feel energy, if you're undercarbed, your energy is going to run out pretty fast. So let's make sure that we're eating enough carbs, right? But it's not just about how many carbs you eat in a day. I think a lot of people maybe are thinking about that or maybe even tracking that. If you really want optimal performance, then the time at which you eat the carbs compared to when in the day you train, that's really important, right? And that's what we call carb timing. Can you tell us about why carb timing matters and what carb timing even is?
Perfectly. I like to explain carb timing like this. It's not what you eat, it's when. Basically, to simplify, you need to thinking about your pre-workout meals, but it's not like a pre-workout snack 1 hour before. It's your you need to plan 2 or 3 hours before your training. So basically, that will be your main meal. Yeah, of course, depending what time you train, you give some examples then, but it's basically that. And another important meal with carbs especially is your post meal after your training. So
your post-workout?
Post-workout, yeah, exactly. So yeah, we have these are the other important meal because you recover your glycogen stores after the exercise. So yeah, this is another important meal also.
So carb timing is not about the pre-workout snack, right? That some people eat like an hour before. It's even more about the bigger meal that you have maybe 3 hours before.
Yeah. And something interesting is because the pre-workout snack is just for increase the blood sugar levels, just for you feel better, for you feel energized, but not for you have more glycogen in your muscle.
Interesting. Got it. So basically the pre-workout snack, it's more about how you feel.
Yeah.
But the actual, like the main meal that we were talking about and that we're going to give some examples for, the main meal, that's the one that's actually going to have the impact and the effect.
Yeah.
Got it. So yeah, I think that's a super interesting topic, right? It's super relevant for BJJ, for lots of other sports too, but I
Yeah.
think especially for BJJ. So with that being said, should we go into some examples?
Yeah, of course. So if you train at 6 a.m., for example, you're and you don't have time to do a full breakfast, your mainly meal will be your dinner day before. So uh, this is a more common mistake. The guys jump, escape the dinner, and the day before don't eat anything, so feel really tired and bad on the mats. So you need to plan exactly that. So if you train on earlier in the morning, your dinner day before, you need to eat something like 2 or 3 grams per kilo of the body weight.
Quick break from the podcast to let you know we're offering free BJJ diet audits. So that's where we talk to you one-on-one. We look at what you're eating and we come up with 3 things that you can easily fix to get your performance better and to make your weight cut more easy. If you're interested in that, if you're trying to get to more performance or to make your weight cuts more easy, more smooth, DM us audit on Instagram and we'll get you the link for that. Back to the show. So basically, in just that one meal,
Yeah.
you're having 2 to 3 grams of carbs per kilogram of your body weight.
Yeah.
Just in your dinner if you're training in the morning.
Yeah, exactly. And for the small breakfast, just a piece of fruit or a piece of bread, just to increase the blood sugar levels.
Got it.
Yeah.
So it's actually, because I think a lot of people are worried if you're training in the morning, they think that what they should be doing is having a big breakfast, right?
Yeah.
And then what we hear often is, well, I can't eat breakfast because I feel nauseous. I can't eat like something heavy before training. But what's actually happening is that they're maybe not optimizing their dinner. And so instead we fix their dinner. And then the morning, it can just be like a small snack. You don't have to have a full breakfast to have performance in your morning training.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. I think that's super helpful. So let's move on to someone who trains maybe at noon. Maybe they're working. Now they're on their lunch break and they go and they train jiu-jitsu. How should they be thinking about carb timing?
Okay, if you train around noon, the main meal will be your breakfast. So right now, the breakfast will be the main meal. In the breakfast, I really recommend the same grams of carbs than the last example. So between 2 and 3 grams per kilo. And if you have time, or if you don't have time to do a full breakfast in the morning, but you train at noon, I really recommend you do a pre-workout snack or morning snack. I don't know how you want to call it, but it's the same thing. Same thing, but just there's a small grams of small piece of carbohydrates before. So just between 1 and 1.2 grams of carbs in this meal. Yeah. So something like fruits with honey and oats, or a piece of bread with honey. Yeah.
I know that was my pre-workout for a while, right?
Nice.
Like I would get like a banana, just cut it into slices, put some honey over it, and that was a great pre-workout. But it's not useful as the main meal, right? Like the main meal would have to be something heavier, something earlier.
Yeah.
But for like an hour before, the banana with honey, like for me, that was a great solution. Okay, so now we have the lunchtime example. How about someone who trains at night, right? And I know a lot of people, they go to work, go to school during the day, and then at night they go and train. How should they be thinking about carb timing?
Okay, for the night, have a special case because main athletes have been training at night. So the most common mistake is not eat enough carbs in the breakfast and just a little drops of carbs throughout of the day. And when you finally have a time to train, the tank is empty. So the strategy for, especially for these situations, so is distribute your carb throughout of your day, the day. So the breakfast, just with 1 gram, between 1 gram and 2 gram per kilo in the breakfast. For lunch, more carbs, so between 2 and 3 grams, and then a small snack before training. So if you train at like 7 p.m., your pre-workout snack will be 5 or 6. So just 1 gram per kilo, or like I said before, a piece of fruit, bread, or something with easy digestion.
Yeah. Would you recommend that someone who trains at night, should they be eating dinner before their training or after their training?
After training, yeah. Especially because you can eat with something with more volume to recover the glycogen stocks. Of course, it's not the same thing than someone that training in the morning, but you need to recover these glycogen stores. So you need to eat some carbohydrates in this meal also after training. So something with carbs plus protein. Just because when you have carbs enough into your body, is you signalize for many pathways that is fine to absorb more protein into your muscles. So you improve this recovery, you know.
And I think that's another really interesting topic, maybe that we can talk about more in a different podcast, which is post-training recovery meals. If you're interested in that, let us know in the comments. So now we got examples for people who train in the morning, noon, and night, right?
Yeah.
Now I know a lot of people watching, and a lot of people that we work with actually don't train just once a day, but they often train twice a day. Okay. How about those people? How should they be thinking about carbs?
Yeah, especially for this kind of athlete, we need to prepare your meals and distribute the carbs throughout of the day. So it's similar than the athletes that train at night, but you need to think more about your pre-workout meals and your post-workout meals. So basically, if you train morning, like let's say earlier, 6 a.m. So your main meal will be your dinner day before, and you eat something small in the morning before training, and you need recover your glycogen stocks post training, because you have another session later.
Yeah.
So you need to immediately enjoy this specific time, 1 hour. You have this window when between 30 minutes and 1 hour that your body, the osmolarity of the cells is higher. So your body stay able to absorb more carbs and protein. So it's the best time for you to recover the glycogen stocks and improve your recovery in the total. So I really recommend after training, in this specific situation, it's something like 1 gram per kilo of carbs and between 20 and 30 grams of protein. It's for recover your glycogen stocks, and you'll be prepared for the next activity. So now after that, you need to distribute your carbs in throughout the day. And if you have another session, maybe evening, it will happen the same thing. So you need to prepare the pre-workout meal 2 or 3 hours before, and a small meal 1 hour before training. So yeah, basically it's more complex. So and in the dinner, you have to recover the glycogen for the next day. So and you repeat in the next day at the same thing.
Got it. So it sounds like if you're training multiple times a day, carb timing is especially important. It's especially complex, but it's something that you should really be paying attention to.
That sounds complex, but it's more about habits to do it. So you just need to think more about your meals and about carbs and protein. manipulate. So yeah, it sounds complex, but if you have a plan, it's something easy to do.
So let me sum up what I think we learned today. So first of all, carbs are a main fuel source.
Yeah.
So you should really be paying attention to carbs if you're an athlete, if you're active throughout the day. They're definitely not the enemy. They're a really good friend. And without carbs, you're going to run out of gas in your tank, and that's not going to give you the performance that you want.
Exactly.
And then we went over carb timing in general. So in general, your main meal is the one that you have 3 hours or more before your training session. So that main meal should have a lot of carbs in it. And then you should have another quick, maybe 1 hour before, pre-workout snack to get even more carbs for that spike in your blood sugar. And then we learned if you're training in the morning, dinner is really important. If you're training at noon, your breakfast is really important.
Yeah.
And if you're training at night, your lunch is really important. If you're training multiple times a day, multiple meals are important, so you need to pay a special attention to that.
Exactly.
Those are my key takeaways. Did you want to add on anything to that?
Yeah, if you wanna improve your performance, don't skip the meals, especially 2 or 3 hours before training. Yeah. And don't forget to recover your glycogen stock after training. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, I think that's everything that we had for today. Thanks for listening in. Click the like button, subscribe to our channel if you want more content like this. Feel free to leave a comment, and we'll see you soon. If you're trying to get to more performance or to make your weight cuts more easy, more smooth, we're offering free BJJ diet audits. DM us audit on Instagram, and we'll get you the link for that.